Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live. I am Miss Chanelle, language success coach, right? And I did this live because I've been away for quite some time. And while I've been away, I've really been away. I still want to let you know that I'm really glad and grateful for all the learners and all the students who want to figure out how to be learners who are here and are supporting this channel, right? And this is a very last minute live. I didn't even really put it out there because I just hurriedly scheduled it yesterday. But the purpose of this live is for me to let you learners out here, right, all 1700 strong of you guys, to know what we're going to do for the next academic year, and also to keep me accountable as well for the new academic year. So it's basically mid-August, but of course that 2024-2025 academic year is kind of looming ahead. And I know some of you don't want to think about it, but if you have to prepare for exams in 2025, even 2026, this is a really good time to start thinking of a few serious things and putting things into place. All right, it's really a good time, I promise you. So if you're not familiar with this channel, it's CSBS Learning, and this is where I, Miss Chanelle, language success coach, I deliver freemium content, right? So all the information that I give here on this YouTube channel is totally free. Okay. And secondly, this is exactly what I will teach my students in any one of my classes. So when I say that, anyone who is one of my direct learners and they're actually paying me to teach them directly, I pretty much give them the same basic advice. There is no change, there's no variation, it's the same thing, right? So I'm mentioning that so that you know I'm not shortchanging you in terms of the advice that I am giving you, right? And the reason I started this channel and I started this initiative is because I wanted as many students in the Caribbean as possible to get the skills that they need to gain confidence and competence in CSEC subjects. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Someone in my house is cooking something with a lot of spices. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling all the pepper. Okay, my goodness. But yes, as I was saying, the purpose of this channel is to help students help learners get the skills they need for CSEC English A, CSEC Spanish, and of course, CAPE Communication Studies. Those are the subjects that you are going to see on this channel. You're not going to see any other subjects at this point in time. Not social studies. I mentioned that because I've seen, on my metrics that have come up for social studies searches. Unfortunately, I'm not doing social studies. I won't be there for CAPE Spanish, although I'm really thinking about helping out for the Spanish Lit component because I really like one or two of those books. Yeah. Definitely not doing English literature. So sorry, I won't be doing that. But if we're talking about English A, Spanish for CSEC level, and Cape Coms, yeah, definitely I'm there. And I'm also there for you guys who are writing it privately, not just school candidates, because except for Cape Coms, because I've not seen a paper tree for Cape Coms, so I really have no advice to give in that area. I have no idea what it looks like. But I also take into consideration private candidates and repeaters because you guys need love too, right? You guys need love. And for me, for all my subjects, I always have a process and it's a unique process. And I always want to bring it to you all here and share it with you because sometimes a lot of what you need to do is really simple things. But my overall goal is to really deliver freemium content. I'm not here to give you answers. Right? I know a lot of you may not like that. I know a lot of you guys are students who just want that answer. And the thing is, we do have a lot of subjects at the secondary level that they actually have an answer. Just an answer you're going to get. But when you're doing a language-based subject, even for Cape Coms, you may not necessarily have an actual single unique answer. You actually will have a range of answers that are applicable, right? So basically, especially if you're doing language subjects, you're going to have to develop your understanding and comprehension skills. You're going to have to develop your analytical skill comprehension skills, and you're going to have to develop your ability to express yourself, right? And in particular, written expression. Okay, so these are all just language skills, and in order for you to really develop those skills, the key is practice. Practice. Yeah, the key is practice. That's how you get skills to come alive. You practice them. All right. So as much as I have these goals, I'm really regretful because while I think I'm doing an okay job, I think I could do a much better job. I really want to do a lot more. It's a point of frustration for me personally because in my head I think I should be posting every day, doing a ton of things. There were a lot of things for this Java, I prefer the term Java, that I that I would do, that I thought I would do, and I did not get to do. I chose not to do, right, in terms of priorities. So I wanted to show what it looks like when I am learning a foreign language. For those of you who are doing foreign languages and, a bit nervous and lacking in confidence, I wanted to do readings online, actually read from novels that are really popular, especially for the wise like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, and kind of do read alongs or a book club. I wanted to do all these things, and it's because I want to empower you, the student who should be able to transform into a learner, empower you, maybe even your parents. So your parents can have a learner mindset, maybe even your teachers, so that everyone can understand that you can be in a better place to do what you need to do for your exams. Okay, because when you're in an exam, I keep saying this to all my students of all levels, whether they're primary, secondary, or pre-university, you are the one writing the exam. So you, my dear learner, have to know what you need to do in order to get better at your performance, right? So basically I'm all about self-development, and this channel will continue to always be about self-development. If that's not for you, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. You can pick whatever works best for you, but again, I'm here for learning and self-development, which is a process. It's not always a happy process, but it's a process, right? And if you have questions for me directly, I have this channel where I will do learning content, but I also have my own YouTube channel, CSBS Success, and I have all my socials. They should be down in the description below, so you can always contact me about any questions or concerns or considerations that you may have, especially if you're shy about commenting and you just want to message me directly. That's no problem, right? But overall, I really wish I had more time to contribute, and I've kind of accepted that the kind of time that my brain thinks of, I really don't have that type of time. And it's because for me, I also have as priorities my family and the writing that I do. So again, in order for me to really deliver top tier freemium content, I kind of realized I needed to remain happy and understand the balance of priorities that needs to exist in my life. And for some of you guys, in order to survive and thrive in the learning environment you are in right now, you kind of need to learn what's your balance of priorities. So for me, what do? I create a schedule. I create a schedule. But before I get into a schedule, I just want to talk about classes, because a lot of people will ask me about classes, and I'm doing something really different this term. I'm actually not doing any overall classes. I was going to do classes. And when I say that, not for really teaching directly. And I was going to do classes, but a lot of things I really had to consider. My time is way more limited by choice. So I don't have that kind of time that I used to have. So, yeah, I just don't have that time. Secondly, and this is primarily for CSEC English A, I think sometimes some of the content and the steps are really, really basic. When I say basic, I'm not trying to be insulting in any way, shape, or form, right? I'm not trying to be insulting, but when I say basic, it's like you could attend a workshop and get the steps. I could give you a handout and you can get the steps, right? And sometimes a lot of the questions that students ask are really typical. So what are the formats? Informative question, that's the second question. Section B in paper 2. What are the formats? What do they look like? What goes into an essay? And that can be either argumentative, which is the fifth question, section D, or the short story, section C, right? Or how do I write a summary? Section what? Section A. We love summaries, right? And so, I'm not really bashing anyone or any group in particular, but it's, sometimes when you look at the exam is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, you want students who don't have to write letters and are not in a context for writing like letters to know how to write letters. And many of you guys, unfortunately, don't get to practice writing them, which is really hard. One of the reasons I can write letters and answer questions to letters is because I have written letters, okay? And that's like in the working world too, and that's in a personal level, right? So, again, some of the things that you kind of need to know could potentially be in a handout or a textbook. I'm sure some of the information is in a textbook. So, like I said, some of you guys can agree. We just agree to disagree. You guys move on. I move on. I'm going to continue talking, right? Now, what I do think is really crucial, no matter what your learning style is, it's feedback. Right? And I don't think I'll go deep into that here, but I would say if you understand that writing is a skill and you have to develop your skill in written expression and writing, you kind of need feedback at some point in time to know which moving part you need to correct. Do you have a problem with spelling? I've got some students right now, especially post-pandemic, spelling is a major issue. And I have to tell them, oh, listen, I love what you did, but I got to take away some marks of spelling according to the rubric. Just letting you know, because you didn't go back and check your words, I got no choice, because that's what you're working with, right? Because I don't know what you're saying because you misspelled the word. Or do you have an issue with organization? You're not sure how to organize what you want to say in the form that really best reflects it. Or do you have a problem with vocabulary? Do you have a problem with figurative expression in writing? I've met students who give me a short story that sounds like an argumentative because it's laid on with words like nevertheless, however, and in other cases. And those phrases are really great transition words for an argumentative or a summary. Not so exciting for a short story where, in which I want to know whether the guy and the girl get together at the end, right? I don't need a lot of those words, right? Because they actually slow down the pacing of the story, right? And that's a whole class by itself, right? But when I've interacted with kids across the region, I've looked at their work, regardless of the subject, to be honest, what you have is that they don't do regular exam prep. They don't do actual practice of the papers. And I would dare to say the students who do really well, even if they start quote unquote late, and we're assuming that they have some sort of fairly solid foundation, practice is what really leads to their skill development, right? So whenever I get learners to do their assignments, even if they don't get to do it in school as school candidates, or if they're private candidates and they don't have that, I'm the one they're doing all the work with. Once they start doing the assignments and absorbing my feedback and really making use of it, they really improve. Their responses really, really improve. And if you've seen any of my videos giving advice, I always say, if you have someone who can give you solid, honest, accurate feedback, have a party. All right. So what I've actually done, and this is what I'm going to do instead of having regular, typical weekly classes, is I've developed a fully online course. And this I've done for CSEC English A. And every single month, starting this month, actually starting from tomorrow, I will release a series of videos based on a particular topic. And when I say topic, I mean a particular question from paper 2. And it's going to focus on paper 2 because paper 2 is the bulk of your marks for the exam. So you would get videos, you'd get material, you get sample questions, sample responses. And when I say sample responses, I'm thinking this is what you do, this is what you don't do, right? So you can see where your writing falls and what you need to do to adjust and make corrections. Because again, I always say this, and again, I tell all my students, primary, secondary, pre-university, you're the one writing the exam. You're the one who, in the exam, has to make judgment calls to update, edit, proofread. I'm so sorry. Proofread and, make your work as excellent as possible, right? So, and again, I do sample questions because, like I said, some students, you just don't know what a response look like. You hear, this isn't it, but you don't know what it looks like, right? And I'm no expert in terms of CXC. I'm not affiliated with CXC, but I've done what a lot of practitioners apparently don't do, and I've read the syllabus. And when my students come back with their results from CXC, it tends to be spot on in terms of what profiling they get. It tends to be spot on, right? So guys, learners out there, remember, read the syllabus. I'll say that as my PSA. I think in most cases, the syllabi really are spot on. All right. There's only one syllabus I've read that was quite horrid, and that's Cape Communication Studies. But I believe most of them are spot on, and they do have all the information you need for the exam, especially if they've been updated. CXC has updated their website, so it's a lot easier to access the syllabi. And there are some subjects that have updated and changes have been made. Go ahead and get the syllabus. The only downside is that they're kind of boring and horrid to read. That's why on my channel, I'm actually going through parts of the syllabus for students, right? Because it's kind of boring. It's really boring. I would definitely say that. But again, this is what I would say you need to do in order to actively learn and be on top of the exam and make sure you get what you need to do. Again, if you're happy with regurgitation, hey, this is not the option for you. If you already have a learning process that works for you, then maybe this is not for you, but this is the process I go, right? And when I say learning process, one that's actually giving results, not that you're feeling happy with the teacher, or you feel good with the teacher, or you feel great going to class, you go to class and get A's and B's. That's what I mean, right? But I will be doing this online course now, and a topic is going to come out every single month. So that way you're not overloaded, I'm not overloaded, you're able to focus individually on a topic. And like I said, for English, I'm doing paper 2 because it's the major part of your mark, right? It's also, paper 2 is also important because a lot of the skills in paper 2 are important for paper 3 if you're a private candidate. And if you are going on to pre-university, I call CAPE pre-university. I recommend you think of it as pre-university. But if you're going on to pre-university CAPE, this is a basis for improving your writing, your written expression, as well as for CAPE Comms, that subject, So I always think about teaching above your level. You want to meet and exceed. And I always aim for my learners to ascend and to be able to do more and be more. In fact, a lot of my learners come back and they want to know, how do I get better in general with my writing? Yeah. But these courses that I'm speaking about now, these are not freemium. These are premium. I think my price is really decent. I'm pricing everything at 350 TT per topic. And the first topic that launches tomorrow is summary writing. You know that one, the one we all love to hate. Yes, I have problems with it as well. It frustrates me a little bit. And if you're in the course, if you hear one of my videos talking about summary, you'll kind of pick up on why it's kind of frustrating. But with summary, you're getting at least 6 classes, 12 videos, and material for every single class. Yes, 12 videos on summary. All right. I think even the third class is, no, not the third class. The second class is 3 videos long. Yeah, second class. Yes, the second class is 3 videos long. And I'll do a deep dive into this another day. That's not the purpose of this, because I'm giving you a full general update in terms of what to expect. But it's going to be easy. You'd get all the access to the videos and the material once you have uh, YouTube. I just need whatever email address you need for YouTube, and you're going to be in a Google Classroom. So all your information is going to be organized in a Google Classroom. Yeah, beneficial, I know. And that's it. Yeah, so whatever email address you use for YouTube, that's going to give you access to the videos. And of course, I'm going to give you slides, because I know lots of students love slides. So yes, your slides too. So basically, how that's going to work is that you can pre-order future courses. You can order this course. And it's about getting stuff in paper too. And if you wanted to order everything, like all the topics for paper 2, you can do so as well. You can actually pre-order that, so you don't have to worry about it. And I do have payment plans for that as well, right? So that's an option as well, right? But this is what I'm doing instead of doing lessons. And I think the benefit of this is because I've found that I've been repeating the same things in classes. This way, you don't have to message me back. Say, Miss, when you are talking about the summary and you're talking about the 5 main points, do I only need 5? Because I would have mentioned it in class, right? I'm not bashing, but it's natural for human beings, which that's correct. It's natural for humans to kind of forget. It's normal, it's natural. So this way you have the recordings, you go ahead, you play it back, you make notes, you prep when you want to prep, you listen to it when you want to listen to it, you pause and slow it down when you want to, because sometimes when I get excited, I do tend to talk a little bit fast. So you could go to the YouTube settings and slow me down a little bit because I'm way too excited, right? But that's what's on offer. So here's the thing, for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, this woman wants money from it. All these people want to set our money for me. They don't care. I do care. Okay. But again, that's how that one works. It takes time, effort, and energy. So that's how that stays. However, because I do love to give freemium content, and I do believe freemium content can work for people, and it does work for people, because sometimes you don't need a lot of help. Sometimes you need a little drop of help, right? Sometimes you need some information, and that's gonna make everything click for you. Make everything click for you, right? So I am going to do a freemium version of the entire course right after it launches. Whenever there's launch day, there's going to be a freemium version available to you with freemium slides, again, just for you. So tomorrow is the launch day for summary writing. Monday the 19th of August at about 8 p.m. I am going to do a live and cover the freemium version, right? So you're still going to get a bit of an intro to the course, a bit of an idea of what to do with the course, and it's like a teaser. So learners, you guys can join me for that video. Of course, subscribe to the channel and you will get your notification for when that video goes live, and for any of our other videos, right? So basically that's the process for CSEC English. Now for my other lovely subjects, I don't have this option for CSEC Spanish. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't have it. It's not that I didn't plan it. I couldn't pull it off time-wise, right? I couldn't pull it off time-wise. I do have some stuff that I am working on. I'm just not able at this time to give you a definite answer in terms of deadlines and availability. If I can do it, I'm gonna be back on here and let you know, right? And let me just put this PSA in. If you're doing Spanish, please don't wait until like the month or the week before, or else to get serious about it. Yeah, I know most of you all just want the answer. You know, you just want the answer. I'm telling you, that sort of attitude is going to bite you really hard at some point in time in life. So, yeah, I recommend you just putting in a little bit of work from before. You do not have to like the subject or love the subject to just pass it, and make sure your certificate looks lovely. That's all we want to do, right? For Cape Coms, I had planned to do this. I really don't think I'll be able to pull off a premium online video course for you guys. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a series of lives for you guys. I already actually did the schedule, and I should be able to cover module 3. I do module 3 first. Yeah, it's my process. But I should be able to cover module 3 and module 2 between October and November. So that is going to be something that will happen. It will happen on, I think, Thursdays. And I'll let you know what that schedule is going to look like a lot closer to the date. So Cape Coms, we're just going to be live, okay? We're just going to be live, and we're just going to talk about those crazy topics, right? For your benefit. And I'm starting in October because I think by then most of you guys should have started these classes, and you should at least know how much crazy you're dealing with. And I may sound a bit negative, but I have not yet met a Cape Com student who did not have a crazy story about how they're learning Cape Coms, okay? I tend to be the sane. I would like to think I tend to be the sanity balancing it out. Unless they think the insanity is more correct. I can't help with that, right? But yes, I'll be here for Cape Coms. Yay, Cape Coms, right? So, like I said, there won't be any regular classes again because of time. But I will be doing what I call crash courses. So I don't really like crash courses. I'll talk about that in another video. But I like doing what I call crash courses, which is we're preparing to crush the exam, not crashing it full on like an accident, but we're gonna crush the course in terms of preparing by practicing past papers. And I normally like to start that in January. So if you're writing May, June, crash courses are going to open. They're going to start in January. I haven't fully organized it as yet in terms of the schedule because I think I want to do 2 options. I do think a student can start doing one past paper per week. But unfortunately, a lot of school candidates, because of the fact that a lot of schools, unfortunately, I think this is poor organization, but that's just me. A lot of schools love to wait till the second term to finalize SBAs and IAs. And that puts students in a dither, a full-on, it becomes problematic. Students get stressed out because you are preparing your SBA. You need to do the SBA. You're lost in the SBA source. The SBA source, you're lost and you're nearly drowning in the SBA source, right? And you have to also study for the exam, right? So I do have a process, but I do think you should start a paper per month. But because I know how hectic it is, I also want to do a slightly reduced schedule where it's 2 papers per month. That's kind of slow, but at the same time, sanity. We need sanity to do well in the course. Mental health is important. Give me a second. Okay. Right. We do need to be mentally and emotionally well balanced in order to prepare for exams as well. So I don't want to stress out any student. And that's also why I kind of don't like weekly lessons, because I think sometimes, especially if you have to attend it on the teacher's schedule, not bashing lessons. I'm not bashing lessons. Lessons are important if you really need the information. But I know going to lessons after a full day of school for a lot of school candidates is really, really, really frustrating. So I hope by doing crash courses and having these ACE premium videos for these subjects will really help students. Crash courses won't necessarily have a specific class. I might do a class periodically. I might actually do pre-recorded videos as well for that to go through the exam papers. Yes, I go through exam papers. I go through every question so that it makes more sense to you, because you look at it and like, what is this? So I love to go through it, right? But the key thing is you're going to get personal, individualized feedback from me. You don't have to get it in front of a class unless we agree to meet and you're okay with me showing your papers. I do not like to show students' work because that's personal, their personal creation, unless they give me permission to do it. So I actually have videos here where I've given feedback on work I got from my own students using the same crash course method, actually. And I did not show the questions at all. I didn't show them at all, because that's their personal work, right? And it's when you're creating something, it really is a personal experience, right? So for that, it's probably gonna be some online sessions, like I said, some recordings, but you're gonna do your past papers with my guidance, and you're going to really start to see skill development the more you do. I've had students who are hesitant. Everybody's hesitant about putting their work forward. Like I said, it's personal creation. And as we go and we get feedback, you just see it. You just see the improvement. You just see the improvement. It just takes a little practice, a little bit of confidence, and I am savage yet awesome. I say I'm savage because I will tell you the truth. I firmly believe that you need truth, especially when it comes to skill development. You need truth. I can be kind with it, but still I'm going to have to tell you, you did not do the right thing. If you did not do the right thing. Now, if you don't want someone to tell you that you did the wrong thing, I'd recommend you not come by me, because I've got to tell you if you did it wrong. If you did it wrong. Does that make sense? I realize for some people that does not make sense. So, But crash course will be there for English. It should be there for Spanish as well. I'll consider it for Cape Coms, because I love Cape Coms. Y'all need Cape Coms people. I love you all so much. My heart is with you already for the 2024 to 2025 exam season. You guys are brave, beautiful souls. Don't worry, we'll get through it. So that is what's gonna happen. I would definitely say that in terms of crash course for English A, I'll probably send invites and sign up first to those who registered for the ACE online course for CSEC English A, the Excellent English course, because they already know what I'm gonna ask them to do. So I'll probably give them that heads up first. Am I gonna do the same crash course for January 2025? Possibly. If I get enough interested persons, yes. I absolutely love to correct work for students. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love trying to figure out what the issue is for each individual student and then help them to correct it and really help them understand where they can improve, right? So crash courses will start. Those are also premium. Yes, they incur a fee because it's going to be time and energy on an individual basis. Even if we have a full group, it's still going to be individual. It's probably also going to be sincerely limited as well, because I can't mark work for 100 students by myself. Yeah, I can't. So, first come, first serve. In terms of freemium stuff, I'm not gonna stop, right? I know I spoke quite a bit. I spoke about 2 sets of premium things, but I'm still gonna be doing a lot of freemium work. And it's one of the reasons, it's the primary reason I came on this live, because I really have to keep this original goal I have for this channel going, right? Is to deliver this type of content, these types of secrets to students in the Caribbean. So what I'm going to do is I really created, like I said, all the way back in the beginning, a schedule. And I'm going to stick to the schedule. And let me tell you how I know I'm going to stick to the schedule. I already organized it for the rest of the year. Yay. So most of my slots are full for the rest of the year. But I would be going either live every week or uploading a long form content video. And that's going to be at least twice a week. So either 2 lives a week or 2 long form videos a week, or live in a long form video every single week, and that's starting next week. Well, I guess you could say technically starting today, because it's going to be every Monday and Thursday. So that is definitely something that's going to happen. And I'm really glad that I was able to sit down and have the vision to create this schedule. And I didn't plan to do this, but I'm going to give you an idea. This means I definitely have to do it, right? Accountability is everything. I'm saying it here. So if you need to come on and say, yo, Miss Chanelle, where's that video you promised me on Thursday? It's going to fall in my garden and I'm going to see about it, right? Next week, Monday, we're going to do our live for summary writing or freemium edition. And I'm giving you some tidbits for this. I'm so sorry. I looked around because I was just hearing music. This is what happens when you want to do lives and be on social media, but you share a home and you share land with neighbors. Anyway, so next week, Monday, Monday the 19th, I'm going to do the freemium version of the summary writing course, the entire course. Yes, the entire course, one video. Excitement. And I'm also going to complete the aims for English. Already did part 1. Was it English or Spanish? But basically, yes, I'm going back into the aims of CSEC English and CSEC Spanish. That's for sure. And when it comes to, and this is for the Cape people, I'll let you guys know, when it comes to the modules, I'm probably starting that on the 17th of October. So that's a little sneak peek into my schedule. I actually also stuck in read-alongs. I'll be reading. And French in here, because I really want to learn French. It's an odd thing, but Spanish killed my French. Spanish really killed my French. I speak French with a Spanish accent. And a little part of me is mortified every time I do it. Once I go past Je m'appelle Chanelle, even that sounds really Spanish to me and not beautiful, awesome Gallic. French? Gallic? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound French at all. But guys, this is my update in terms of what we're looking forward to the channel. I hope this is something that's going to help motivate you, whether if it's the premium or the freemium content. Again, different people are here. Different people have their own unique learning challenges and skills. And you should be free enough to pick what you need. It's also a reason why my course, for English at least, and I would be doing the same for the other subjects when I do them, when they release, it's split into topics. Not everyone needs help with short story. I'm telling you from now. There are some people who don't need help with it. There are some people who do not need help with argumentative writing. It makes no sense for you to have to pay for everything just to get one thing. That's just me, and I think this way it saves time, and it does save judging, right? And I'm still going to be here for the freemium content and delivering that. You have my schedule. Like I say, I'll be here on Mondays and Thursdays. Once I have time, I may just pop up and surprise someone with something really, really random. I did that quite a bit during the exam season when I reviewed past papers, or I got really upset seeing a student's work marked haphazardly and not in accordance with the rubric from CXC. Because CXC is about marking your paper. Why are we not marking it in accordance with the rubric? I'm just saying. I can't make my own thing. Listen, I can't make up my own thing. It's CXC is the exam you're preparing for. We got to follow that. But guys, this is everything. Learners, I thank each and every one of you who are here. My channel is now at 1,700. I don't think I expected it to be... I know 1,700 is not a lot for a lot of people. You guys know a lot of creators who have way more, 10 times more, 100 times more. But for me, I never planned to be on YouTube. I'm not a huge fan of being on social media. But I do have a calling to communicate and to help and assist. And every exam year, when I meet students, my heart goes out to them. I've had a few students who, in repeating, they just lacked simple information. And it could be that they didn't understand the first time around. Maybe they didn't pay attention. And then the reality of failure hit them. And they're like, oh, gotta get serious. And they do get serious. And they pull and they push and they do it. So, sometimes failure gives us really good lessons in life. And sometimes you do not have to wait for a grand failure. You could look at the little imperfections that you see cropping up right now and decide, yo, I'm going to make that change and I'm going to be better. All right. So once again, I am Miss Chanelle, and all this information has been delivered to you with love. You guys, take care, and I'll see you in my next live on Monday for Summary Freemium Edition.